Hello everyone, today's poem is 大风歌 by Liu Bang, a poem by an emperor, the first emperor of Han Dynasty. It was believed that Qin Dynasty established all the rules, all the cultures, all the social structures for 2,000 years, which until the time of Qin Dynasty. Anyhow, the Qin Dynasty don't last for quite a long time. Actually, it was the Han Dynasty made all these things spread out to every corner of the China, and it made it last for 2,000 years by the Han Dynasty. And the Emperor Liu Bang was the first emperor of Han Dynasty. Okay, let's have a look at the poem. 大风歌 Liu Bang. 大风起兮云飞扬，威加海内兮归故乡。安得猛士兮守四方。Simple but unique poem, not only because it was written by the emperor. A lot of emperors wrote poems. The most famous one, Qianlong, the emperor in the Qin dynasty, have 45,000 poems exist till today. Anyhow, he's not so famous as this one. The Liu Bang actually is unique. He's the first normal people became an emperor or king. Before him, it's always by a people of the king, or at least a noble people. Starts with a small county's governor, and he's not good at governing. He drinks and play gambling on the dog racings all the time, and normal people think he's not a very good and decent people. Even he was a local governor. Anyhow, he's quite good to the friends, or the one he take as a friends, and keep his promise. So that's the brotherhood in the Asian China. Anyhow, he win the final success in the after Qin Dynasty wars. There's so many armies and so many forces from different regions. They all compete for the ultimate successor, and Liu Bang was the only one. And now we believe it's because his sympathy to the life, and he has a lot of extremely high EQs. So he knows the people. He can very well employ the people to service for him. So that's the fundamental advantage Liu Bang enjoys and win the victory. And this poem actually is written after the Han Dynasty established. He was the emperor already. He won so many battles, and at the end of his lifetime, actually just 1 year before his death. And even after the dynasty established, there's still some of the small rebellions. The people who used to serve him or as his generals are now rebels. The name is Yingbu. So he went there to destroy the rebellions and made the victories. And on the way back to the capital Chang'an, he dropped by his hometown, Peixian, where is as the province of Anhui today. So he spent his time with his buddies. So could be the butchers, so could be the barbers, or could be the peasants. Because he's a very a people with a very spirit of the brotherhood, drink with his folks. And in the dining event, he write this poem. So it's very simple. Let's look at 大风歌, the big wind, the song for the big wind. 大风起兮云飞扬, so the big wind blows, start to blow, and the clouds is floating. So this is very unique sentence because he has through so many battles, so many life and death, and he didn't use a single word to describe that. Look, there's no life and death or battles before him. It's just like the nature, but the nature is magnificent. It is such a strong trend, like the big wind blow the clouds. So it's a time of a big time. It's a time of a very dynamic change, and the heroes definitely from that was born by the situation. 时势造英雄. So that's the classic Chinese saying. The hero is not because he's capable, because the time, the big time. If there's no big time, there's no hero. If there's a big time, there must have hero born. So 大风起兮云飞扬, so it's just like the description of the nature, the surroundings, but actually he's telling the situation and the feelings in every people. 威加海内兮归故乡. So now I'm the emperor, so I rules the land within the seas, 海内. So that's the Chinese saying, which means all the land, because the Chinese believe the beyond the land is surrounded by the seas from the four directions. So within the sea refers to all the land. So I'm ruling all the land now, and with that glory, I came back to my hometown and sitting with my folks, the butchers, the barbers, the peasants. So I still have a very normal heart. So that actually reflects he has the sympathy to the life. 安得猛士兮守四方. So with that glory, with that power, the utmost power, what he concerns, he still have a huge concern. Where is the brave soldiers, 猛士, the brave soldiers I can find out? So he can help me to defend the country land. So that's the dreams, or that's the pursuit for emperors. It's not for average person. So it still shows his concerns to the people, and also of course, he as an emperor, he looks far away and looks far beyond average people. Poem contrasts the most with his competitors, Xiang Yu, who is the biggest tragic figures in the Chinese history. Actually, Xiang Yu has won the battle with the army of Qin, and he commands all the heroes and the kings. So he reassigned the land to all the heroes. Liu Bang was one of them. But later on, Liu Bang came up and defeated Xiang Yu with many years of battles. And the term for Xiang Yu is, when I get such a glory and getting rich, if I'm not coming home time, it's just like I'm wearing a very luxury, a very beautiful clothes, but I'm walking in the dark night, which means nobody know my fame, nobody know my richness. For Liu Bang, doesn't matter. His concern is to keep safe of the country, of course, his crown. So regarding to the Chinese classic literature, Liu Bang was fundamental as well. That's my personal opinion. Because we know the Feng Sao, the term of Feng Sao, which is the alternative name for the Chinese literature. Feng, we know, is from the Book of Songs, Shi Jing, and Sao is from the Chu Ci. So actually, there's not much fame of the Chu Ci before the Han Dynasty. And but Book of Songs is quite famous 3,000 years ago, since the Zhou Dynasty, even before the Confucius. And the Han Dynasty is before 2,000 years ago, or 1,000 years after the Zhou Dynasty. So you can see there's a 1,000 years gap between Feng, the Book of Songs, and Sao, the Chu Ci. So why make these two things together and make them as the symbolic as the Chinese literatures? I think that's contribute to Liu Bang, because Liu Bang was the people of the Chu country. So one fact maybe you don't know, Liu Bang is elder than the first emperor of Qin, Qin Shi Huang. So they are the people of the same time. So the Qin's biggest enemy is the Chu kingdom, but he defeated. And the people of Chu has so many angry toward the Qin rulings, and Liu Bang is one of them. And the Xiang Yu, who defeated the army of Qin, is one of them. So actually it's all the people of Chu, they defeated the Qin, and they want something of themselves. So they go to the Chu Ci and made Chu Ci as another fundamental base for the Chinese literature. Because in the normal sense, even till today, we think the people of Chu is a little bit not well educated, and also they are very stubborn peoples. So that's the image of Chu people even till today. And Liu Bang want to change this image. First thing, he was a normal people, 草民. Today we call it 草民. So there's not such an emperor from a 草民before in the Chinese history. And also he want to bring up the image of the Chu people. So later on, I think with his courage, there's some of the poems still we can read it today as Chu Ci, but it's written in the Han Dynasty, and later very famous Han emperor Han Wudi, he also write poems. He also used the style of Chu Ci. So they all promote this style of writings, Chu Ci. And one of the grandsons of Liu Bang, he write a book and he put up the words Chu Sao, Chu Ci, and I don't know who finally made Feng Sao as a word. So he raised up the poems by the Chu people and make it equivalent to the Chinese literature Bible, which is a book of songs. So this too is equivalent. But anyhow, I don't think so. Chu Ci is unique as has its aspects, but it has a very few poems. It cannot like the book of songs represent the normal peoples, also represent the famous people. And you can see all the Chu Ci has a writer's name, is entitled with a writer's name. So it was all written by noble people. Very clearly, it's promoted by the nobles of the Han Dynasty. Okay, that's my own opinions, maybe not correct, but in the place of Shanxi, the root place of the Qin Dynasty, and also the capital of Han Dynasty and Tang Dynasty, the people still call someone is with aspects quite have a characters, but it's not appreciated by the people, by the popular peoples. We call it Sao Qing. Sao is Chu Sao, the same character. So that's a little negative words, Sao Qing. Anyhow, we know everybody Chinese know the word Feng Qing. Feng Qing is a positive word with a strong character, but in a positive ways. Though the Qin people still don't like Chu people. Okay, just kidding. Okay, that's for today. A very simple poem, but you can read a lot through this and until into the history. Bye-bye.